questions in your head. Is it just me or everyone else? Can we talk about it? Do you wanna talk about it? Yeah, yeah. I wanna talk about it. Yeah, yeah. You know we can talk about it at the 1%, 1% club. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1% club. 1%, 1%, but at the 1%, 1% club.
What's up, good people? How you doing? It's your girl Miss Wanjandomo on yet another one, and with me here today is a couple of familiar faces. It's for you. I think this is the newest face. Tell us who you are and what you do, sir.
Wow, where should I start, man? I do a lot of things.
From the beginning. I'll start in the beginning.
I'm a lawyer. I am a corporate lawyer. My name is Edwin Makovi Kiendi. I'm struggling to find words. I don't know why, but it's because I do a lot of things. I am a lawyer one. I am a commercial model. I also do some content creation here and there. So yeah, I'm a jack of all trades.
Kijana, tell us who you are. Wamekuzoea. Waonyeshe haircut. Director, can you tell me? New haircut. New hair, who this?
New season, new lead.
Shida sinyeshewe.
Kuna haya inaitwa nini haya?
Taki tutaisha.
Mwanzo ukiaje?
Sasa tuambie jina, mwambie jina.
Sasa ameset the bar. Acha tuniseme tu naitwa Simon.
Ameset the bar.
Mimi cameraman.
Acha niseme tu naitwa Simon. That's enough.
The guy, gentleman.
Before we continue, where's the
microbiologist that one way, actually Brian. We're supposed to come and then kidogo.
So, niulize.
Yeah.
Microbiologist anafanya nini?
An anabologist?
Teacher.
Ana read lips.
Ya mwisho najua.
Unfortunately the guy is absent with apology. Atatuambia ama sule unajua kitu microbiologist ufanye?
No clue.
Ana study vigunyo kwa
Gauliza shule hiyo ya Gaina. Alikuwa ready.
Sule Gaina.
Nimesema Gaina ana read lips.
Ushajibu.
Nimesema lips. Na lips za
No make
Right.
Kijana utatuambia wewe ni nani?
Mimi ndio kijana.
Kwani wewe ni mzee?
Oh wow. Thank you. I'm John in
The
the transport industry. Nokta wana Masai Mara. Chapia.
You're the guy.
No.
No guns. Kijana with the trench coat.
Cedric.
Amesema Cedric ndio what do you do?
A lot.
What is that?
I do real estate though. Ukitaka nyumba, ukitaka shamba.
Broti wabuta.
nikitaka bedsitter.
Hapa ni But yeah, and I'm also an IT specialist, currently specializing in cyber security. Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Kijana mwambie wewe ni nani? Wenye wako kuona the
Professionally from
Atujui jina.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Naitwa Suleiman. Professionally an electrical engineer, but on the ground najua mambo ni different, so
Skiza tu.
yeah. So yeah, freelance IT person, data scientist also. Yeah, that's me.
Leo tuko na Madam Director on set.
Georgia.
Mwambie wewe ni nani?
Muniwie radhi wenye mnanijua. My name is Flesia Akinyi, Nyako Codes, watu wa tech wananijua hilo. I'm a software engineer, freelance data engineer. Jana nilianza kusoma data science.
Wewe, ujaambia wewe ni director ama hizi ni
na mimi ni director wa hii. Inaitwaje podcast?
Simamisha ashuke. Shukisha.
Hakuna mafafe.
And I'm also a firstborn. Hiyo ni career.
Nani mwingine ama firstborn?
What we do ya last born?
Nani mwingine ama last born ni wewe?
Sijawahi ona last born mwenye
Shauri last born.
problem. By the way, last born wanakuwa tu watu wakuni.
Juu sisi ndio
I bet you did.
juu sisi first born tunawalea.
First wako. Wanyi
In the house.
We are the last born.
Wanyi tulia.
Bado mimi ni onyi.
Naelewi. Tulia basi kwa vile. By the way, last born hatunaga issue. Uliza Sudi. Ona hata socks hata
Tumechill tu still.
Unajua last
Unajipenda.
born akipatikana akifanya makosa ni first born atauliza mbona uliacha last born afanye hivi. Sisi mzazi wako.
Lakini first born wanakuanga gerere.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Not really.
What are you trying to say?
They are the bad parents. They are the most matured. They are the most introverted.
Last born kwanza ndo wazuri. Hawana
Last born wametulia. I've never seen a last born mwenye.
Unaambia last born na ushe vyombo anaona anateswa na
hakuna mtu responsible anayepika mimi. Hajazuiliza hata shule.
Waambie.
Unajuana.
Basi swali ni mbona unataka mtoto oshe vyombo? Unaweza mkubwa.
Na akivunja
Alafu kuna sisi
Middle child.
mbona usioshe?
Huyo na mzazi anasahau kikapu.
Wapi ndio ma middle child? Ndio ma middle child mazee. Sasa si ndio uko na shida.
Peke yenu.
hao ndio wanakuwa unaweza
Mzazi
kumzazi.
anasahau jina yako anakuja jina la dada yako.
Anakuuliza unakwenda class?
Basi yako ikifika haya ilikuwa jana.
Ilikuwa jana.
class unafinya bell kwa gate unauza ni nani?
Hata nilikuwa nimekusahau.
Hadi babako anasahau sura yako.
Anasahau uko kwa nyumba.
Unakuanga kwa hii nyumba.
Wao middle child wanakuwa na shida. Gari.
Wako na issue.
First born anaonewa. Last born anaspoiliwa. Unaona? Katikati.
Middle child anajilea.
Mbona shule anakataa hiyo story?
Tunajilea.
Alafu ndio katikati na nakoga scapegoat kila kitu.
Yeah, true. Juu last born akikosea, first born ndo anaulizwa ulikuwa wapi mtoto akikosea.
No, sio first born.
Amesema
Middle child ndio anakoga scapegoat wa wote.
Because
Kuna first born ametulana. Ndio. Na ameblanda. Nani who's the next one kuchukua responsibility?
Next
No,
Next of
the
kin.
next person to responsibility. Ni the second one. Ni huo katikati. Asipo atalaumiwa ya first born, maybe first born asema mimi nilikuwa hivi. Atalaumiwa last born ulizwe mbona uliacha mtoto asumbuke. Sasa naangukia.
hata paka alikunywa maziwa wewe ndo unakelea.
You're the third parent.
Pole.
Ndio cha ina hati.
Umekuwa
hapo. Alafu unatoa jina ya bro yako. Faina. Kwa like msidangu hivyo.
ila Simona ameifeel anaitoa kwa pole. Hatukuchagua kuwa last born.
on that note, let me ask each one of you a question. Do you think social media makes you happier or sad? Does it make you happy or sad? And there's no in between.
Obviously happy.
Mbona iko sad? Mbona ujipeleke hapo kukua sad? Like
Sir?
Wow.
Wow.
Sasa hapo kwa in between unajua kuna pros and cons. But to answer the question simply, happier.
Happier.
Yeah.
For me initially it was sad. But right now me I don't care.
Well,
Simon?
first one.
Say something in between.
No. No, yes or no? There's no in between.
Either sad or
Right.
happy.
Sad or happy?
Or I can say it creates a perception of happiness. That is not happiness.
Exactly.
So you're sad.
No.
So you're supposed not to care.
No.
Wakili, does it make you happy or sad?
I want to agree with so many people hapa, especially Sule na Simon, because una find that there are corners of the internet, of social media zenye unaenda unaona vitu zingine hapo mpaka you feel affected, you feel sad, you feel unajiuliza mtu hata alikuwa amefikiria nini akipost kitu kama hiyo. Alafu pia kuna angle unaweza angalia hiyo content pia uanze kusema by the way it's educative, it's educational. kuna angle nyingine utachukua useme hii kitu iko inafaa kuonyeshwa. Alafu pia utaenda kwa angle nyingine, another corner of the social media world, upate watu kama Ndekea Mudhanga. Sijui kama kuna
Ndekea Mudhanga.
Yule jamaa toka yule.
Ule jamaa Mkamba utwaka.
Yule utwaka Mkamba. Huyo ni Uganda, lakini tuko na mseka huyo.
Tuko na Mkamba na twaka.
Kuna swali.
Na nafunga leo.
Imagine wewe tu waka kwa Mkisi.
Na kwa no.
So hebu acha nipatie example ya social media, then you guys niambie if it's happy or sad. Sasa angalia OnlyFans kuna watu wanaingia hapo ku feel happy. Okay, see reality.
Gusa, tunaweza kuona watu wengi.
Kuna subscribers huko.
No, ukiangalia the long run unaangalia mademu wetu wanafika hii stage ya kuji nini out there
Si utaje tu jina, usiseme mademu. Nataka kusema
acha ni play it safe. I'm not naming names.
uko na wakili. Kama kanene kabisa.
So you tweet una imagine society diminish in such a way mpaka okay, I understand prostitution kitambo haikuwa na fan base hivyo, but it's the oldest career in the books.
It is.
Yeah, so
bila yako na social media.
Exactly. So your social media aspect in that aspect inakumake happy or sad.
Of course,
happy.
it makes
Okay, now
Simon is a truthful man. He's a truthful man. Hataki kudanganya.
Simon ndio huyo. Simon like what's going on? Is there another Simon?
Nilikuwa namaanisha Jonte. Jonte is a truthful man. He's a truthful
Mr.
man.
Truthful.
Man.
So now that Sule has given his
Siku alimaliza kusema.
acha amalizie.
So swali ni does it make you happy or sad in that angle?
Aka uendangi.
Now, for me, I think for me, Kenya inaweza sema in that aspect, again, creates an illusion of happiness.
Yeah.
Because wewe umeangalia OnlyFans. Kama unaweza kuangalia OnlyFans ndio una mistari utakuta.
Usiseme.
Very true.
Haya,
Correct. I agree.
Mistari iko. Shida inakuanga rasilimali. Jana hawa rasilimali.
Not even that. Unajua, let me tell you. No, I have a reason why.
wacha tu OnlyFans waseme.
Yote nao usikia hata kuna jina amebatiza kama
Happy Jote 25 flow.
Ati Jote unasema
fresh.
Life ni yako. Vile unaitaka, ukitaka kufocus sana.
Jote vile inakuja.
Ukitaka kufocus on happiness, it's all on you.
Hiyo nitaangalia.
Yeah, si yake ya story na OnlyFans.
But you see,
Mimi ule mse nikiscroll hivi on IG, TikTok, whatever, nione kitu inanipea sense of itanifanya ni feel happy. Maybe it's go ama it's such things na skip mbio. So like for me, social media makes me happy because I choose what I receive.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
for me, Kenya, the reason I'm saying it's an illusion, it's because we took in the number one in the social aspect. Nowadays, not many people can say ati tulipata na mse kwa barabara tukaanza kuona.
Niko cheni.
Niko cheni. If it's relationships, people wanna lack the courage ya kwenda ku approach mtu directly. Your courage iko behind the screen. Ukitoka behind the screen unapaka kanongwe fulani. So now let's coming back to like this situation ya OnlyFans. The reason why I say mine create an illusion of happiness. Remember, most of the guys who purchase and consume that kind of content is because number one, wako na inferiority complex.
Exactly.
Despite not being happy, because even guys, any person who consumes that, most people who consume that, there's an issue somewhere.
Najua na Saimo, hebu acha nikuulize. Sorry for cutting you short. Nilikuwa nimetumwa niwakilishe hao jamani. Kama wakili wao. Unajua kuna wase wenye wako hapo Mboka, si ndio? Watu wote wenye wako kwa hiyo social media, kwa hiyo kitu wako Mboka. Naelewa. Sasa consumer, huoni kama ana support Mboka? Unajua pia it's two way, unaelewa? Kuna msee mwenye atafika pale, aende tu kuangalia because huyu ni jamaa anapenda Arimis. Alafu kuna msee ataenda lakini
umefocus na
generally, tulianzia na that. And unfortunately, that is the context of consumption a lot. Because
it's true.
Nowadays, let me tell you, we have a lot of courageous behind the screen people,
keyboard warriors,
but very puny people when it comes to reality. So now, going back to your mambo ya like kama OnlyFans, for me that's glorified prostitution.
True.
Period. Glorified prostitution.
Yeah.
Na wewe na ule mwenye ana consume mara nyingi ni mtu mwenye hizi approach. Now going back to hizi vitu vingine like TikTok, Facebook, what happens in your TikTok? It lies to you that you're becoming more social, but in real sense you're not being social.
True.
Not socializing is. And I enjoy meet people, connect.
Yeah.
But Saimo, I like being the devil's advocate. When you say actually Saimo got a point by the way. It's not wrong, but I don't want you to limit ile amount ya watu wenye wanaweza socialize. Unajua kwa nini? Leo because of TikTok I can talk to Justin Bieber. Naona anaweza kataa kuni DM lakini nimemdm najua ameona hata kama si ameona nilimtext hata kama si ameona bado ninacheki kitu inaendelea Japan. Unaona North Korea najua what is happening. Unapata nikiingia TikTok sahi ama niingia IG ama niingia FB ama those social media platforms, unakuta the people I exchange ideas with are outside ile vicinity hapa Nairobi, Mombasa, Macha. Unajua kitambo sasa ukisema acha nisitumie social media, ndakuwa na marafiki wa Macha, Kasioki, nikienda sana marafiki zangu ni Movie ndio rafiki yangu ule mkubwa kabisa najua. But unaona sasa hii kama sasa hii nakumbuka na msee hapo UK. Ana practice law in UK. Ananiambia this is what happens here and this is what we do. Na mimi nawaambia how the legal jurisprudence is. Unakuta
acha niongee. Unajia mama. Jurisdiction.
So mimi nikaangalia in social media naweza sema most of the times it brings a lot of goods. It brings a lot of good, it brings a lot of exposure, it brings a lot ina depend na venye unatumia. Nilikuwa nimeanza
everything you umesema, I totally agree. Unaona? Now my point is in terms of social media at least 80% wanaitumia the wrong way. But the way umesema ni for the chosen few. Unaona? Ask yourself, saizi watu wanakosaga. Unaona kuna mtu anaonanga na Kagame amechoka kila saa because alishinda scroll TikTok hadi saa 8 usiku saa 9 usiku saa 10. Number one, we lose sleep kwa nini? In terms of socializing, it's good. But when you socialize with 1,000 people, 10,000 people, zero value. The 20% of umesema adding value, sindio? You can make communication easy. You can talk to someone in the UK, someone here. That's a good aspect of it. But what I'm saying is the initial idea, I think, imekuwa misplaced because unapata mtu akiingia pale ana consume a lot of
but can't we say I'm sorry by the way tungekuwa tuna hizi
objection Mr. Speaker.
My question was unaona tukisema kuwa inafanya nini social media kuwa imeharibu, kuna watu wenye wanafanya nini, wenye wanafanya kazi mbaya, na ukiwa pale pia unaweza kuwa your intentions might be corrupted by what you see.
Wacha nimalizie. Sile kichati kwa like nataka mtanisha.
So I want to show you this angle. I know. Angle yenye mimi naamnanga sana yenye inafanyanga hii content mbaya yenyewe, it's because of the consumers. Unaona? Mtu akitoa content mbaya, unaendanga unaona ina trend. Unapata iko na likes. Unapata iko na likes karibia 1,000,000. But there was an option ya wewe kuona na report your content, but you didn't. You actually liked it. Unaona? So it brings the blame. Yeah, it brings the blame. It brings the blame back to
unaona itie mambo kwa like
kama mimi sasa hivi nikiona content ya mtu hii anakuwa abused, child labor ama stuff, unakuta maybe sita-watch ama nita-report ama sita like. But utapata kuna msee ame-like na akaenda ku-comment aseme venye hiki kitu ni mbaya. Unajua hiyo ni kupush content. Unacheki. So to me I feel like it's all about how you take whatever you see and what you choose to consume.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let me tell you something I saw recently. So and I want Wakili to
Simechangia accent.
Kisi. Nimekuwa confused because
Mbona unakataa Kisi kwa
Chawakata.
Umechangia accent bwana.
Niache uongee.
Okay, hapo ndio umechueka.
No. Let me tell you guys something. So now, I want to know or to find out from Wakili, like how far you can go with, let's call it cybercrime or cyberbullying and those kind of things. Like, is it punishable by law? Is it possible to sue somebody over something like that? Let me tell you.
You can reference the recent incident that happened. I don't know if you saw Akove.
Yeah.
Kwa hiyo ni sitaki kuongea sana pia mimi nishikwe. Yeah. The way she was listen, the way she was dressed, like kila mtu atadress vile anataka, but there's this guy sijui Okanga or something.
No.
Like yes, everyone was saying like
Thanks to Babu.
Listen, but like Okanga was saying, yo, dress, you're a mother of 5 big kids or whatever, but Mali Akode alifika kaenda kamsu sayo Okanga kwa koti ni alianza kuminsult, calling her malaya or something and everything. Like social media imefanya watu they can talk and everything, but behind the scenes mtu anakuja hawezi ongea such things. Yesterday in experience nilipata, I was wearing a sweatpant and a crop. Nikaenda kubuy whatever I was buying.
Tulia.
Yeah, I was buying work actually. So these guys wanani approach.
Kwa nini uko na yeye jana?
First lady yako hapa. So wanani approach, mi naona I'm a little bit shy, so naangalia chini nikipita. After wamepita wako like, I think walishangaa sina katumbu ka Kiambu people, so wako
Kiambu people wame
I'm speaking as a Makueni lady.
Waza Kiambu na pia gazuli hapa silika.
So the guys
hata sasa wewe pia
the guys hawakuniambia face to face. Walipita kwanza ati umeficha tumbo kwa trouser.
Twende tuonane.
Tu hawezi amini niko na flat.
Twende kwanza.
Hawezi amini uko na njaa.
Yeah.
Kuna watu tunafaa kudini.
Ndio nikafikiria niko like Hizi ndio naona when you go to Twitter utakuwa trolled and everything. But in the real sense unapata huyo mtu amekutroll ako inbox yako anakuomba date, anakuomba nini. But anataka akiwa pale kwa TL akutroll and everything.
Unajua ni nini? Yote before uitaje
tafadhalini. All of us here are Africans, sitaki kusema Kenyans.
Kenya bwana.
Okay, sisi
Mimi unajuaje mimi si Mkenya?
Yaani umejisikia.
Mimi ni Mkongo.
Beyond Africa. African
Ni
kuna Ubuntu.
Oh yeah.
So that's thing of an African personality. Kuna vile msia grow akiona our parents how they used to get dressed first. Kuna vile tulikuwa tunadressiwa na wazazi. Mimi saa hizi huwezi kuta kufundishwa na mamangu, naweza patana na mamangu ineni
yote, lakini unavalishwa kofia.
Si mamangu peke yake ama mtu wake amevaa buti short. Kuna vile tu watu kuna vile tu tulikuwa tunajua you have to be decent.
But you know John, hisi mambo ya decency.
Yote yako anavaa.
Hivi we are talking about social media and everything. Kwa social media ama whatever, mtu anapata hiyo courage ya kusema whatever shit anasema. Lakini nikimsimamisha nimwambie abu niambie ulikuwa unaniambia tumbo yangu inakaaje? Hata weza.
Tumbo ni nzuri.
I can answer you all that. Mimi saa hizi ukinipata nikiwa kwa my office nikiwa in the line of duty, niko fully dressed. Tupatana na wewe weekend nikiwa either EXO ama Habanos, I'm a totally different person. Kuna hiyo unafaa urelate between the normal you wenye watu wanajua na kuna the
social and the professional side.
No, but sasa yeye asemi hiyo.
Sasa
anasema wale wasee, unaona mmoja msee anakuona si story ilikuwa ya kini.
Wacha niongee. Mimi naongea hata kwanza from wacha niseme John.
Yote kwa story ilikuwa futi short. So
when you come over sweat na crop top.
So kuna vile mimi nikiwa kwa streets naweza taka Akini apie. But mimi behind the scenes mimi is a me and Akini affair. Kuna vile bado nataka apie.
Unataka kama nani?
Kama nani? Swali ni jambo.
Kama nani?
Swali ni jambo.
Mimi nasema naona hivi tunasema na hiyo experience ya jana. Mimi nikiwa Twitter niko na some few followers as a tech girl. Utapata mtu nikipost anything or everything, whatever I'm posting, mtu atasema hii ni fala nini, but kwa DM super umeiva kwa coding
si expose.
Siwezi wakumbuka they are useless people, so I don't
director hiyo utaosha na
no. They are useless people. Me by the I hate trolls.
No, you
ana address what
no hapana
address what direct
here. I hate trolls.
Sule ngoja kwanza soka hiyo
lawyer
address what
judge nakwambia I hate trolls because ukipatana nao eye to eye they'll never talk shit. They'll never talk shit. We are talking about social media.
You can refer this to Alexis Mzee in the corporate world. Anajua kuna the office Alexis na kuna the out of office Alexis.
Are you trying to say the law is not in the corporate?
Hata mimi kwa corporate
nilikuwa nimekaa.
I think whatever Nyako is saying is true.
Yeah.
I have a challenge na argument yako. Na I'll refer to maybe a situation in happen Nyako. So not Nyako. Work office. Come in terms of professionalism, professional nini, how she portrays herself is actually inapelekana na her line of work.
Yeah.
No, relax, bro, relax. Number two, everyone has their own perception of how they want a lady to look like.
Yeah.
So, wewe kuna ule jamaa anaona for you ukitafuta mtu wako, mimi nasema if you are looking for your own person, look for what you want. So, for someone that is not sure, someone you're not even related to at any particular point, you can't even say, you don't even have the right ya kusema huyu anafaa hivi, huyu anafaa hivi, because pia wewe usitaka akudetermine vile utavaa na vile utavaa. But everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion ya vile anataka ukae. Unaona? Just because nimevaa hivi, kuna mtu mwenye atasema na kafiti. Another person atapenda.
Atasema unakaa malaya. No, I'm saying. Sikia, no.
Ngoja kwanza Saimo haipo jana. Umesema Saimo anataka.
I hope I'm Saimo, ikoaje? For one generation, we don't how do you say? Atukucheki kulingana na looks zako. I'll judge you for who you are, not whatever you represent on.
But apparently,
fortunately,
Why are you judging? Why are you judging?
kuna occasions in reference to hiyo story yako na Homa Bay and how she was dressed. Right now, tukiamua kwenda harusi, hakuna mtu anakuambia uvae smart casual ama hiyo the outfit ya harusi. Same with burial. Unafaa outfit yako inaendana na the event yenyewe inakuwa. You see? Hiyo story yako kulikuwa na kuna magavana sijui wanaitwa nani na masenators. The ladies were dressed for the occasion, at least on a match. Na hiyo occasion yenyewe huko. Si lazima you show how far you can go in decency ama in decency dressing, at least far for the occasion.
For me, I don't think Akodhe was inappropriate. Kila mtu atoke vile anataka juu. Like, haikuwa formal or anything. It was an event kwa Homa Bay launching whatever they were launching. And they know she's a musician. She's a woman musician. Beyonce angetokea the same way. Hakuna mtu angeongea. But Akodhe alitokea hivyo. Wacha niongee. Akodhe alitokea hivyo. Wakaanza Okanga amesiwa kwa nini? Alimuita malaya, alimuita all those shitty things. I was following up kwa Twitter whatever they were saying. He was talking the facts kila kitu. But the moment that alimuita malaya whatever nini like you know,
let me cut you short.
Don't cut me short because na mimi explanation yangu na Jote nilikuwa naongea my dress my choice. Umekuja imagine nimekuja nimeita Jote date amekuja na God papa mimi nyamaza.
Yote anakuja na vest ile ya Ronaldo. Imechoro Ronaldo hapa pesa.
Nikikuambia wewe unakaa baba mzee. Utafeel nimekujaji. But kuna usiseme ziju ni fact. Nyamaza.
Yote kitu ya kwanza hata kuja. Amesema hivyo.
So like mimi nasema kila mtu aishi maisha yake.
Vile inafaa.
If I want to wear a booty short, you just do your thing.
If I
want to buy a torn t-shirt, you just let me.
Let me tell you one. Your point of view.
Hizi mambo ya social wacha nimalize. Listen, wacha listen, wacha niongee. If mna follow social norms, just know you're following like vile your uncles behave. Nona vile nyamaza. Nona vile uncle ya nini your dad dies. then your uncles wanna accuse your mother yeye ndo alimuua.
Hapana.
Nyamaza. Acha niseme.
Mimi hata point ilikuwa nayo imesahau.
Acha isaulike. But nasema facts. Like most of us behave like our uncles. Juu unaona vile your dad dies and then the uncles wana
fukuza madheno.
Nyamaza, wacha kirehere. Nasema vile mothers wanakuwa accused that waliua baba zetu whatever. Even ndo tuna behave sai. Hizo socialities norms. Ati mwanamke anafaa kuwa hivi, mwanaume anafaa kuwa hivi. Yo, live your life. Mimi kama nataka kukula matako. Kula matako. Mimi kama nataka kukula na wanaume wengi. Acha nikule na wanaume wengi. Usikuja kuniambia ati nafaa kuvaa skirt ndefu.
Ni sawa nyako.
Mimi nitavaa vile nataka. No, I'm speaking facts.
Unajua hapa nyapata hapo ndio.
Mtu aishi exactly.
Sasa hapo let me ask you something.
Acha niwaambie sasa hivi. Ngoja. Acha niwaambie kitu.
Wacha ongee.
That will make you very happy in this life. Being in your own lane.
Bas.
Acha nikwambie harusi yako kuna mtu atakuja na pajamas. Msalimie tu. Mtu ameshoa. One thing I'll tell you about society right now. Everyone is going through something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everyone is going through crazy shit. Kuna mtu atakuja wedding for the sake of like Saimo umeita wedding nimekuja cause mimi msee wako. Una get? But I'm going through exactly ile ku respect your invitation. But maybe I'm going through my things. Maybe hata umeni-invite jana sijalala kwangu, bibi amenifukuza kwa nyumba. Nimekuja
mbona nafukuza kwa nyumba?
So no, that's not what I mean. That's not the point. The point
alikuwa anaona
the point is how you see someone. You don't know what they're trying to do. You don't know the message they're trying to
Can I tell you something? Let me interject. Your lot doesn't interfere with my lot with the other person's lot. But kuna ile kitu we have to agree.
No, acha nimekumbuka ile point. Ninakumbuka ile point nitasahau tena. Sasa Jonte, acha nikwambie kitu moja yenye najua. Kuna so many things zenye tunafanya hapa duniani na watu wanazificha. Unaona? When someone does their own thing ana publicate whatever they are doing, let them do it. There is no one who is holier than thou. Usikuwa na hiyo mentality holier than thou.
True.
Alafu ujue Biblia inasemanga unaweza kataa kuua lakini ukatae kwenda mbinguni. Juu ya nini? Kujaji.
Exactly.
So wewe ukiona kitu haikupendezi, look the other way.
Yeah.
Ukiona mtu amefanya kitu mbaya, it's their life. Especially mimi by the way, acha nikwambie kitu moja. Wewe fanya kitu yako but don't get into my lane. Unaona?
Yeah, but for the share na waruaka.
Vaa kitu utavaa. Wacha nimalize. Let me finish. You dress the way you want to dress, but don't come to me and tell me I should dress like you.
No.
The other thing, ngoja nimalizie. It's just like when we talk about homosexuals or LGBTQs. No. I am sorry to bring this topic up, but I feel like for me, it doesn't affect me. You see, the thing is, kama mtu ni gay pale nje, anafanya vitu zake pale nje, they are doing whatever they are doing with whoever they are doing. With whoever they are doing. Maybe the only time nilikuwa na issue na mtu gay is when they came to me. And they try to hit on you or they try to hit on you.
So long as it doesn't affect
you. I think nimeambia Wanja and Jonte. Where can you homosexual?
Acha toke kwanza alafu utarudi baadaye.
Ni social media ndio tunaongelelea ndio inaleta
if you're homosexual. Me I don't care if unakula matako ama mama.
Easy.
No, nyamaza. No, Jote.
Let me tell you.
Jote nyamaza.
Acheni niwaambie.
No. No, if unakula whatever, me I don't care. But you know me niko straight. Mbona ukuja upush hiyo agenda to
you're
me.
okay. So long as
Nyamaza Jonte. So if like mi nasemanga, if unakula dem, unakula chali, unakula wote, me I don't care. Wewe kula mwenye unataka, but usikuja kupush agenda to me. Mi nataka kukula mi nataka kula. Listen. But I'm making sense. Usikuja kupush agenda kwangu ati umeiva unaweza nikula ama inaweza kukula hiyo kuma yako.
Actually, we are so wrong.
No, we are not so wrong. I'm speaking facts.
Wazazi hawako like.
Ndio nasema like homosexuals. No, listen lawyer. You are free to do anything you want. But usikuja kupush agenda kwangu. Me I'm a straight motherfucker. Me I want dick. Unakuja unaniambia nini? Naita ni certificate.
Wazazi wako YouTube.
Wazazi wangu wajui YouTube. No.
Let me just.
Can I ask
Let me
ask a question. Let me ask a question. So, can you take legal action against somebody who takes a photo or an image of you without consent? And then you find it circulating. Let's hear it from the lawyer.
You see, I would want to answer that as straight as you can. But you see, when you put yourself in a public place, first of all, the law assumes that you have already given yourself out there. Umekubali kukuwa in a public place, you can be photographed, you can be videoed. And it's so hard for you to sue, especially when you are in a place like that. But if you are in your own private space and someone takes a photo of you or a video of you and circulates it against your will, then you can sue. You can sue for so many things. You can sue for an abuse of your privacy. You can sue for so many things. Data protection,
judge,
what have you.
Mimi nasema judge.
Sijafika.
Yeah, advocate or whatever. Akina ngoa.
Uko sawa?
Naona sahi like the current situation. Mtu hata kinyapa unaona. Naona mtu amerecord. So like me I'm not okay with homosexuality. Ati mtu anionyeshe alambangu dem. No, listen. Yeah, nasema mmetoka. Like nasema hiyo agenda ya kupush something. Mimi silambangi Alexis.
Tumekubali. Hiyo nayo tunajua.
Yeah, nasema hivyo like kuna watu upush yo nini? Upush yo theory na he fine.
That's true.
Kuna watu wanasema kama
Mimi nimeambiwa na watu wawili tuko
It's fine.
just because mimi sijaikuwa in a close relationship with Alexis or any other female, but you know Alexis is a good girl.
So let me give an example of something I saw, and I felt like that was really bad, and I feel like the person that was involved or the
accused.
The accuser. So I feel like the accuser should get some legal, compensation for this. So now.
Oh, the person who was the complainant.
Yeah, the
complainant.
So this is what happened.
I'm sure you don't know that story.
I saw it online, alright? There's a documentary I saw, it's called Sweet Bobby. And it kind of looks like, you remember the one for this guy who was conning ladies? What was his name again?
Tinder Swindler.
That one.
Yeah.
So now what happened in this situation is this girl got a friend request on Facebook, right?
Not Facebook, Tinder. He got a request. She got a
No, she got it on Facebook. No, I'm not talking about the Tinder Swindler. I'm talking about this other one, the Bobby, Sweet Bobby. So now,
Sweet Bobby anakaa ni wajuja.
so she got a request on Facebook. And you know the craziest thing, first of all, is they are from the Kalasinga community, but now they relocated to the UK, but they are Kenyans. That's the craziest things. Kenyans kila mahali mumechoma. So now she got a friend request on Facebook. She accepted it and she started talking to the person. And it just so happens that this guy called Bobby, that was texting our friend requesting brother, the small brother had dated her cousin like in the before years, like a few years, like 3 years ago, alright? So now she gets a request, they start talking like, hi, oh yeah, I know you from XYZ places. So they talk, and like 3 years later, Bobby is telling her, hey, I'm getting married. Because now Bobby he's a dentist. So he's majorly in Kenya, but he goes to the UK sometimes because he has family over there. So the lady he marries also, the parents had relocated to London. So the parents live in London, Bobby's wife's parents, alright? So now after a while, she sees...
After hiyo story nimesahau.
After a while...
Unajua mimi nimepotelea wapi? Cousin ya
Okay, so... Alright, so this lady's cousin, this lady's cousin was dating Bobby's younger brother.
Lady's cousin.
Wait, so are they related?
No, they're not related.
Question
The families know each other. So the families know each other. So now, what happens is they continue talking with this guy. So now you see it's 3 years down, right? So one day she sees the account of the wife posting that Bobby has been shot 6 times in Nairobi. And mind you, she had, within these 3 years now, she's getting more friend requests. And then she's not, and she's not like one to just accept random requests from anyone. Like it's how I'd get a request, I'm seeing, oh, Suleiman, and I'm like, oh, we have Nyako and Edu and Saimo as mutual friends. So I'm like, oh, probably this is somebody I know. So new accounts started coming in, others are telling her they're Bobby's cousins and family, you know, and friends and all that. So now this is 3 years down and she sees Bobby has been shot. She was a radio host and had a show going on. So she gets this post on Facebook, because you know how hosts on radio go online to see what people are saying and da. So she sees this post that Bobby has been shot 6 times in Nairobi. So of course, first of all, she gets shocked, but she's like, you know what? Let me finish the show and then I'm going to handle this later. So she reaches out to her cousin, the cousin that had dated Bobby's younger brother. She's like, hey, what's happening in Kenya? I've seen Bobby has been shot and da. So the other accounts, Bobby's cousin, one was Bobby's cousin and the other one was like Bobby's family friend or something. They're telling her he's in the ICU, they're trying to get the gun, the gun, what are they called? The bullets, thank you. The bullets out of him and all that. So after a while, it just so happens that Bobby is taken into witness protection in America. So this time, Bobby quote unquote says he has ended his marriage with his wife and now he's under witness protection. So he says, once I am out of the witness protection, I'm going to come see you in London. So they're still talking. This is like now 4 years because he was in like witness protection for like 2 years. So he's in witness protection. They're still talking. Now Bobby says, oh, now since I'm done with my wife and you know, you've been my friend all this time, let's, you know, we could start something, you know. And this girl had dated a man since she was 18. And at the time that she got the friend request, she was like 32. And you know, things were shaky between her and her partner. And this thing came to an end. So now she's like 36 by the time Bobby's like, let's do something, all right? So at some point, Bobby kind of lost his voice and all he could do is just send messages. But the craziest thing is they would sleep on video calls on Skype. But she wouldn't see Bobby on the other side. But she would hear some faint voices and whatnot. So she starts dating him and 2 years in, now she's like 38 or something. She's like, hey, could you send me something tangible, like anything that is yours, be it a piece of cloth or anything to just, you know, make me feel like you're around or you're real. Because he would send her gifts and then he would have her take a photo every morning of her life from that point. Send a picture when you wake up, text it to me and all that. And when she's away from her phone for long, he would start complaining and getting angry. And she's like, oh, I don't want to get him angry and those kind of things. So she also started deteriorating in her mental health and physical health as well. And now the parents are concerned and all that. So her cousin, the same one she was talking to, says, oh, I'm even going to America, like, you know, for a student something, because she was in campus. She's like a student something, foreign exchange student or something. So she goes and comes back with a t-shirt and says, oh, this is Bobby's t-shirt. And also Bobby texts the lady and says, hey, look, I've sent you my t-shirt. And it has aftershave because, you know, I was doing my beard in the morning and all that. So the t-shirt gets to the lady. So now she's like, okay, fine, this guy is real. So now she introduces Bobby to her mom. So now the mom is texting with Bobby online and all that on WhatsApp. And Bobby proceeds to tell the mother, don't tell your husband, I'll come and do it physically. So another 1 year later, now he's like, oh, witness protection is over and all that. So the lady is like, please come to London. Please make sure that's the first stop from America. He sends flight tickets, he sends the track my flight, all those things to her, like, hey, I'm coming to London to come and see you. It shows the flight came, the flight landed, and he also shares the receipts of where he's sleeping, like where he had booked for accommodation. So she's like, 3 days later, he's not coming out of there. He's like, oh, jet lagged and all that. 1 week later, a month later, she's like, no, why are you still in that hotel room? So she loses it finally. She's like, you know what? Let me just take myself to that hotel because it's just down the street. She drives there. So she gets to the reception. She's like, hey, I'm looking for person XYZ. This is their full name. This is what they look like. Do you have a person like that? Here. The guys are like, no, we don't have anyone like that. We've not signed anyone like that here. So do they have another name? She's like, no, this is their name. This is the reservation they sent me. And they're like, oh, that reservation is not from here. So now she's losing it. And then our Bobby starts calling her on WhatsApp call or something. Like, hey, don't come look for me at the hotel. Da, da, da. I even moved from the hotel. I'm in an apartment, like an Airbnb. She's like, where? He says, it's, I don't know how many blocks from where the hotel was. And she goes there. So he's now telling her, I can see you. She's like, where can you see me from? He says, the corner house. So she's in a straight street. She's like, where is the corner house? So she finds that very creepy. She decides, you know what? Let me just go back home. So she goes back home, looks for a private investigator in the middle of her, you know, what is going on? She looks for a private investigator in London and sends the investigator Bobby's details and everything. So they find that Bobby lives in, I think, Birmingham, which was like 1 hour, 30 minutes from London. So she says, let me drive there. She goes all the way there. So she finds she knocks on the door, and then, you know, she's nervous and all that, and Bobby actually opens the door. So she is walking back to the parking lot because she's like, what am I going to tell him? So now the documentary now shows us Bobby's side of the story. So Bobby's like, I'm seeing this woman walking away from my door, and she looks back, makes eye contact with me, and then now she starts walking back. It's a woman I've never seen before in my life. That's what Bobby is saying. So the woman comes, she's like, hey, Bobby. He's like, yeah. So Bobby was in the house with his wife and the kid. So the wife and the kid start coming down because, you know, the commotion happening at the door. So the wife comes and she's like, oh, your wife. She calls her by name and calls the baby by name. And now they're scared because they're like, who is this? We don't know this person, but they know the whole family. So they're concerned. And she's also like, why are you pretending you don't know me? We've been speaking for 9 years. He's like, I've never seen you before in my life. But back to like 5 years back when they had started talking, they had bumped into each other in a club in London. And she called Bobby, hey Bobby, how you doing? When they were still friends. Hey, it's so-and-so from Facebook. He's like, because he's high, he's like, what? Who? From Facebook? Oh, nice to meet you. All right, you having a good time? Me too. They go back to partying, and that's the last time they saw each other. Till fast forward to this 5 years later. So the guy and the wife are like, we've never seen this person before in our lives. So she's even like, oh, the cloth that your baby is wearing, we picked it together, don't you remember? Bobby at this point is very confused. So she's also getting agitated because she's like, what do you mean you don't know me? I've spoken to you for 9 years of my life. So she walks away out of anger, and she calls her cousin, then comes back again to Bobby with the phone, like, hey, you must know my cousin, so and so. She was dating your small brother. He's like, yeah, I know her from Kenya, and da-da-da, put her on speaker. So she puts her cousin on speaker, and the cousin is speaking to Bobby, and Bobby's like, hey, I'm with a middle-aged woman here who claims to know me, but I don't know her. I've never seen her before in my life. The cousin says, these are the words the cousin said, "My cousin is confused and she's not doing too well mentally. Please tell her to go home." So the cousin now is concerned, like, what? So she just walks to the car. Now she's driving back home, 1 hour, 30 minutes, it was raining, she's crying, she's screaming in the car. She calls her cousin again. Like, what was that? What's happening? What's going on?
That's after how many years?
That's after 9 years. So now she doesn't know what to do. She gets to the house, she's devastated. And Bobby on the other side and the wife are like, you know what, we need to involve the cops on this. Because I mean, a random stranger can't show up at your doorstep. You've never seen them before in your life. They know everything about you. And like your family members, some of them the cousins by name and everything. And she's like, what's going on? So Bobby reaches out to the cops. And then the cops tell this lady, please report to the nearest police station. So when she gets home, the cousin drives behind her like 4 hours after her. So the cousin stands outside on the driveway and she's calling her by name, she's shouting her name. And she looks out her window and she's like, what's going on? So the cousin goes like, it was all me. She's like, what do you mean it was all you? The cousin is like, everything, Bobby and all those things, it was all me. So she sits down and she's like, why? The only question she had to ask her is why? Why did you do it?
Wait, like it was all me, like...
It was all her. So she had been texted by 60 different accounts through all this time. All of them were her cousin. She was all these people. She pretended to be so many people. She had, you know, because of posting things on social media.
Identity theft.
Yeah, so posting things on social media. The cousin. Yeah, you know how you post things, so she has recent updates of everything happening in Bobby's life and their people, and she's in Kenya, so she can access them easily. This one is in London. And then she tells the cousin that she doesn't know why she did it. So she's so confused. She said, you know what? I'm going to sue you for this. So when she sits down later to try and, you know, I'm not crazy, screenshot to get screenshots of everything that was happening and all that. Now the accounts start disappearing. She's like, you know what, I'll take as many screenshots as I can, I'll do this, I'll do that. She tries as much as possible to have evidence. So she has a book like this. So by the time the investigators are reaching out to her, like, hey, a guy named Bobby was complaining, And then this investigator goes ahead to tell her, you are not the victim in this situation. She loses it. So this happened like, when now the case came out, it was like 2015. And now she's, by the time the documentary was happening, it's like 2021. So the lady is like, I've lost like so many years of my life. I want to get a baby and settle down, and now I'm in my 40s. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get a baby. And then the person that did all these things is my cousin, and now she says she wasn't in her right state of mind, and you know, no one is taking that case seriously. But it affected her mentally, physically, everything. It ruined her life.
Yeah, to cut you short, I think one of the things that I've picked from that story, as I said, is the fact that there is identity theft.
And can you sue somebody for that?
Yes. In Kenya, there is a law. It's called the Computer Misuse and Something Act, whereby now that issue of identity theft is there. And one thing I picked also from what you were saying is that accounts were being deleted so that evidence cannot be obtained in case this matter goes to court. But you find that in that act I've just alluded to, you'll find that there is a clause which says that the court, if this matter has been referred to a court of law, has the power to compel any service provider to give information which is intended to be relied on in that matter which is in court. So if, for example, someone had abused you and they were using, if someone has taken your identity, because that's what you were asking, if someone has impersonated you and they were using a Safaricom line, or they were using an Airtel line, or maybe if they were on Facebook, if maybe they did it on IG, the court has power to compel
they will just write and they will request, and they can issue an order that Safaricom or whoever it is should provide this information, which is very critical, the case in point. And it brings me to that issue of Akothe and the people who usually write offensive comments. They abuse you and they try to slander you or maybe defame you in some way. You find that there is a clause also in that act which talks about harassment, cyber harassment. So if someone has harassed you on social media, you can actually take them to court. You can actually sue them, and there is a very hefty penalty of 1 million shillings which they can pay if they are found guilty. So I feel like there is no shortage of laws to govern the social media space. It's just that people don't know their rights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now this one, because like it was on Facebook, where are you going to get evidence from Facebook? Because you don't know if you delete things, do they keep...
If you delete something, it's always restricted.
Yeah.
No, I know, but who are you going to contact?
You write to Facebook because Facebook is an entity.
Okay.
You write to Facebook, you write to Instagram. It's a corporation, so you can actually write to them and request for that information.
Okay, so if you can sue that that kind of person, are you gonna be compensated? And ama itakuwa tu kesi ya...
Also concerning that, what will be the case? Itakuwa defamation or what will it be? Itakuwa ile privacy on some privacy.
As I've explained, I think your Computer Crimes and What Have You Act in a spell those offenses, unakuta kitu kama cyber harassment, hiyo ni already an offense. So you can be sued for cyber harassment. You can also be sued for identity theft. You can also be sued for other things. Now, defamation is also another suit altogether. So, you know, defamation is usually umeharibiwa jina, maybe through writing, maybe through word of mouth. So, you can sue for defamation as well. Also, you can sue for data under the Data Protection Act. You can sue for a breach of that if maybe your personal data has been exposed without your knowledge or your consent. So most of the times you see, as I had said earlier, the problem with a lot of Kenyans, and I won't say it's only maybe the older generation, I will say all Kenyans sundry. The only problem is that most people don't know this law. They don't know where their rights are, they don't know what actually is your right when you are a consumer of information or when you are maybe the person who is giving the information. So you should know the fact that even when you are online, as if you look at most of my videos when I post, I try as much as possible to make sure that I don't put people who did not give consent in that video. Even if they were in a public place, as a matter of decency, sometimes it's good when you're posting. You will find that I have maybe gone to a beach, I've taken videos, and I want to post. Most of the times you'll think I'm in a private beach, but actually I go through my videos very well when I'm editing to make sure that I did not post someone who did not consent to be in my video, because I understand that my rights end at that point where the other person's rights start. You get me? So where my rights end is where your rights start. Kuna mahali sifai kupita. So if a content creator has posted something which is liberals or something which is going to maybe cause you a bit of character damage or reputational damage, then you can sue. If someone, you had posted something online and they have commented and they have called you names and you know you are not what they are saying, you can sue. But you find that most of the people, especially politicians, when they post something, there are people who call them all kinds of names, land grabbers, I don't know what, but they don't sue. Why? Why do you think they don't sue?
Friends behind the scenes.
Yes, because maybe someone has
It's
accepted to that.
Actually, in terms of politics, it's a glorified showbiz according to me. So behind the scenes, they're friends. Kule nje wataonyeshana vile walivyochukiana.
Yeah. Another thing also, hiyo ni kweli. Another thing is also because maybe they don't want to sue or complain about it because they know they are what that person has said. Find that someone has been called a killer and they know I actually did it, or I might have something, some closet, some skeletons in my closet. So you find I don't want to go and press charges because maybe that person who is calling me a killer has some evidence which can tie me to something. So actually the only time that someone can be exonerated from these issues of defamation or character assassination, you'll find that one of the instances or one of the defenses that someone has is if actually what they published or what they said is actually the truth. So if I've said you are a thief and I can show that you are a thief, then we go to court. I will just demonstrate that this is actually a fact and there is no way you're going to take me. So that's it.
So what if like this thing media houses do, they start with it was alleged that
Yeah.
when they go ahead to say, so that one can save you from...
It's an allegation, it's not a proven
It's not fact.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a proven fact.
So like there was Calais Festival and I think there's video circulating online of a lady being beaten up and guys are just standing and watching and not doing anything about it. So is that lady, or can that lady sue the person that actually decided, oh, let me take a video, I'm not gonna help you like stop the fight and all that, because it's a guy who was beating the lady and they decided, let me just take a video and post it online. Can they sue you for that?
They can't sue you. First of all, if you remember, I said, if you put yourself in a public place or a public area, you cannot control what picture or what video of you is taken. The other day you saw some CEO who went out with their HR.
Yeah.
And they were kissing.
They were with the kiss cam.
Yes. Yeah, and now the guy is married. The HR, I think she was also married or something, and now the guy is posting an apology online. Then he goes ahead and also qualifies that apology by saying that he doesn't feel okay with the fact that these people actually took the video and what have you. To me, it's completely nonsense because you knew that these people are going to have video playing. People are going to have a rolling video, and you took that lady there, knowing that completely. I will be. There is someone who is.
Let me interject kidogo. Let me be like a devil's advocate kwanza kiasi. Away from the legal point of view, socially, like you're a whole CEO. Okay, so you are someone who has a higher status in life. I mean, why apologize for having an affair? Like,
it is what it is.
Okay, so to the concerned parties, maybe like your family, my wife,
Yeah,
my kids.
your kids
Yeah,
are gonna see that.
hii inakuwa a private.
Nakubaliana naye, kitu moja nasema, una apologize nini? You're not apologizing because you cheated. You're apologizing because you got caught.
Because you got caught.
I actually think you guys make some sense, but you find that business actually outside Africa or outside Kenya is transacted with so much integrity.
Alright.
You'll find that if I'm the global CEO of Samsung,
You need to act the part.
yes, you need to act the part. There are people who expect you to be like next to perfect.
Yeah.
You see, so if there are things like this where now the morals, the fabric, the morals of a marriage, something that people hold to be very the sanctity of marriage. People actually give a lot of respect to that institution. So if you are a CEO, a global CEO of a global company, then there are some norms which you are supposed to subscribe to. But you see, here in Kenya and in Africa, it's actually very, it's the opposite. We glorify thieves, we glorify perpetual wife batterers, we glorify everything bad. So you see, if someone today was to maybe be implicated in a corruption case, tomorrow they will be voted in as an MCA somewhere.
Yeah.
The other day, if they ran for a governorship position, they are going to clinch it. That's because we are in Africa. But you see in UK, for example, there was a time.
So speaking of, let's come down to locally. Just come down, you know.
Yeah.
So speaking of bad things, so okay, let me back. Okay, I don't advocate for violence personally, but what do you think? Like, nilionea vida huyo dem kwa hiyo Kalefes. Kwa dem alikuwa anapigwa mabari, like hata huyo jamaa throw kick at some point.
Hata kulikuwa na
but now what prompted the guy? Okay, what did see advocate for violence, but what did the guy do to trigger the guy to get to that physical? I just me nature to umse kwa like physical, like
okay. I feel like three things. The first one ni ati hiyo unasema boy maybe ni violence anatriggerika na kitu kidogo. Second one ilikuwa festival. Of course there are booze and things of the sort.
Influence.
And you know, ladies when they get high, they tend to be very pokey.
Kadunga.
So, and kuna tunaweza kuambia, you can only be patient to a point. Oh no.
But patience to the level of violence.
No, you can only be patient to a point.
Mm-hmm.
To a point. What does you gonna do? They might come to you and you press it up.
But you see, I hate to be this kind of a man, but I feel like two wrongs don't make a right. No. She has abused you. She has called you names. She has called at you. She has even if she beat you, I don't feel like returning that blow or.
Let me give you a scenario. Kuna ile video ile fulani sio wa US. Kwenye alipigwa alipost video alikuwa anakaa kwenye kuna trailer.
Yeah.
And then Odema amesema he beat me the man there. So you know the video. And then a video circulated of how she treats people when she's high. Calling them names and the rest.
It's okay. By the way, unaweza sema ni kama, you can say maybe it's I don't know what, but what I believe is walking away. Actually, there is a lot of power in walking away. If you show me, if you show me you are a particular kind of a person, and I see I've tried to talk to you, I try to reason with you, and you are not seeing sense. Even if I took you there, I will walk away. But I will go. I will make sure that I block you. I don't talk to you again. And I live my life. You see now, this guy, sorry. This guy has a potential lawsuit. You woke up very, very okay in the morning. You are very happy. You took someone to a Kalefes. Maybe you find her dancing with someone else. Maybe she calls you names. Maybe she scolds at you. Maybe she demeans you before people. Then you feel like you should act. By the way, I feel like it's okay for us to judge because we were not in that situation. I am just speaking because I was not in that situation. But I feel if it was me in that situation, the best way would have been to leave her there. Just go with your own business because tomorrow you have another day. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow you want to wake up, move on with your life. Now this person might wake up tomorrow with a lawsuit, you see? And you will be thinking, I shouldn't have done that. Even if you felt like you were obligated to drive some sense into a senseless brain, you will find that it has affected you in more ways than you can think.
They could even lose business because someone would be like, "Oh, this is the guy I saw from the video."
I agree, but there's a question Sulema Uliza that has really got me thinking. Like, if your point, that guy had to inflict whatever he had to do. Didn't it? Like, what DMC kuna mahali alikuwa amefika pia nikaa amepush.
But that's why
I'm not saying she did. But I'm just asking the same question.
But that's why Saimo said, like, it could be, this guy is very, 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 very short-tempered. And mind you, like, it was a festival, it's a place people go to drink, smoke, and do all those things. Maybe he was under the influence. Like, You know, when you're under the influence, sometimes you make very, very bad decisions.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe it wasn't even something big like that, but it was something small that triggered him. Maybe he was in his
But
happy
also
moment.
look at the other fact that people are watching.
Yeah.
One thing I can tell you about society, right now, Alexis, I know you very closely. If I just hit you kidogo, even if they're my friends, they'll beat me up. So why were they just watching? Ask yourself those questions.
Which society is that one?
No, it's true.
Mimi naona kama akipigwa, adema akipigwa, okay. Sasa watu wawili kwanza hapo saizi.
No, I don't mean randomly. I literally mean come from
Someone you know.
Yeah, you
Like it's your friends.
right now.
If kama ni mabeshte,
Yeah.
that's kubali.
Exactly. Actually, the fact that it's a guy,
But
anafaka chick.
mtu sijui, I'll just enjoy the entertainment.
True. So there's no way you tell me that whole circle. There's no you either of the two parties. There's no way. So the fact that everyone was just watching, it means something.
So it's like
Or maybe it's, let's say, quote unquote, like maybe allegedly, this is a bunch of guys that maybe there are these people who are like, we don't respect women, a woman should be beaten to be shown love. So maybe it's a circle of those kind of people. So they're like, I discipline her because she has disrespected you.
Let me.
It could also be that. No, we are saying allegedly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me, for your situation, that kind of lady. Why unasimamisha na concern? That's number one. No, for real. Unasimamisha na concern. Unasimamisha alafu ndio ugeuziweke. Ama ile video that guy, the world is so fucked up, ule mtu anaona si hapo.
Yeah.
Same concept. Unaingililia kitu kuhusu for what? Get so now, and then in that situation, if you sit down with all of them, try to find the root problem, and both of them will be the victims. She'll play the victim. I just said this. I just did this, and but in reality, there's her side, there's his side,
And there's the truth.
truth.
But then again,
Alexis, before you move on, I wanted to plead the fifth on that point of going and trying to maybe they are bitter or what have you. I wanted to plead the fifth because I felt like nikisema nitazuia mdem kupigwa nitasound kaa Ganuthi. Itakuwa issue. But I feel like for me, even if I want to protect the lady, I feel like I will be protecting the man even more if I stop it. Because if there was a man enough mwenye anaelewa this is another man na huyu ni mtu maybe ako na familia or maybe ako na business yake pale nje inaendelea, I feel like a man, for me, I don't know, I am thinking for men, but let me say for myself, yes, in my opinion, I feel like ningeingilia, not because I want to protect one party in the suit, in the suit. Not because I want to protect one party in the squabble, because I want to just protect the man and then protect the lady. Because this man, tomorrow, as I've told you, but I don't know whether you have ever had a case in court before. I've had a friend of mine mwenye alikuwaga na kesi ya running down, aligonga mtu. Na alipogonga mtu hakuua mtu ama it wasn't even a serious thing. Yes. So aka-agree na huyo madhe mwenye alimgonga akamdunga do kidogo. I'm not commenting on the facts of the case because of course like I can't give all the details, I can't even talk about the parties, but this is something which happened. Akalipa huyo madam kitu kidogo, si unaona venye watu wana so after some time like 2 months passed, si huyu jamaa anajua by the hiyo kitu ni resolve. This lady went ahead and sued the guy, you know, in running downs and what have you, unaweza kaa hata for 3 years before you bring a suit in court. So when this guy was sued, I have never seen a man being stressed like that guy was stressed. As in, you can only know the magnitude of a case until you have one. So for me, if I was there, and if maybe I found you fighting any random lady, for me I feel like I would step in, not because I want to protect the lady alone, but because I also want to protect you. Because at that moment, Najua, you are very reasonable in normal times and what have you. But you know, men are triggered. Men are triggered. There are men who are triggered faster than others. It's not men alone, even women. And maybe at that moment, your sense has left you. You need someone to try as hard as possible to hold you back and protect you from yourself. He's not protecting you or protecting the lady. He's protecting you from yourself because of your own interests.
I want to be...
But let me tell you something. Sorry, before you proceed, let me tell you something. I saw videos online about social experiments that were being done in Europe and in America. So they were trying to do an experiment where some random stranger just comes. You know how kids can be in the park maybe waiting for their parent. So now like, you seated here and me, I'm a child, I'm here. So a random stranger comes to this child like, hey, I'm your mom's friend, come, let me take you somewhere. And the kid would go like, I don't know this person. And it turns out most of the people that were there actually protected the kids. Alright? They were like, no, the child says they don't know you and you know, blah, blah, blah. This is how this is gonna go down. You know, I'm gonna flex you or something, like walk away. And most of the people actually protected the kids and they're like, no, just sit here and wait for your mom. You said your mom is coming and she's at a restroom or something, just chill and wait for your mom. You don't know them? What's her name? Someone would even go like, what's her name? Because you say you know her. And da. And another social experiment was a lady, she was Muslim. So this guy says, my mom, like 10 years back, was in America and somebody took off her hijabi and nobody spoke about it. So it's like, let me do a social experiment and see, would somebody speak up for you and go like, it's a man wanting to pull off her hijabi. Like, let's see if people are gonna come in, much as they're not Muslim, they have no business with it. Are they gonna stand up for you and say, hey, look, don't do that?
Do you know why I'm laughing, Alexis? It's because that has actually happened in my life, and it wasn't a social experiment or anything. we were coming from school one day with my friends, two of my friends, and one of my friends is actually very playful. And there were some Muslim ladies who were actually approaching from the other direction. We were moving. And this friend of mine, he didn't do anything offensive. He just, like, because there were three ladies, he just stepped in between them. Like, he tried to fix himself because he's, Peter. So, there was a guy who was apparently behind the ladies. And he found this to be so rude. He found it to be so rude. He came, he took... we were three. Yeah. He took that guy who tried. No, that guy actually went. Now the people who were left, actually me, I didn't even know what was going on until I just felt someone from behind. Yeah, I was like, I was like, what has happened? These guys, jamani tupea mabare. Na ule beshte yetu ashaenda. Sasa alipona tumeshikwa ndo anarudi ati anasema I'm sorry ni mimi. We ushapokelewa. So as in I'm saying, it's actually something which to me I feel like it's important to stand up in some instances because you don't know. This might be your sister, this might be your brother, and even if it's not your sister or brother, it's just being your friends or your brother's keeper. No. As I've said, so many men, actually, not even men, even myself, when maybe I'm triggered, when maybe I'm hungry, I might lose myself. No. But wewe uko hapo, unacheki. Sule uko hapo, umeona, by the way jamaa ataenda afanye kitu mbaya. No. As a good person, not even as a friend, not even as a brother or something.
As a Christian, as a Muslim.
As a Muslim or as a Christian, what should you do? Should you let me go and hit that lady? Or should you try to protect me from myself? Don't protect the lady.
Sasa hiyo that is hypothetical. Tunaangalia practical. Like sasa, ule msee na 13-year-old girl anamwona siafu. Sema you have talked about being brothers keepers and everything. Why as a society unaweza acha 13-year-old girl au mwana siafu when you can do something about it? But then again,
but then
again that thing that you're doing as a good deed, being your brother's keeper, it will find you about soup rather than doing nothing.
But you know, if we live in fear, let me finish.
Let him finish
He has posed a question to me. I feel like if we live in fear. Yes, but I feel like if we live in fear, you'll never live your life to the fullest. No. Another thing you should know is you don't know whether that good deed is going to land you in something even better or something even worse. No. There are people who have done that simple thing. Nakumbuka ule jamaa mwenye aliona mtoi amehang sijui kutoka sijui Florida France. And that guy was an immigrant, an illegal immigrant. He was an illegal immigrant. He was in France without any papers. But because he's a good person, he's a good human being, he saw a boy trying like to get through a balcony. Na ako chini. Uliona venye alipanda hiyo kitu akaenda akashika huyo mtoi. That guy, because of that one good deed, is now a French citizen. I'm not advocating for Africans to move to France. that actually should be a whole episode for me. Call me to discuss about colonization and what have you. I don't advocate for it. I hate neocolonialism. I hate people moving to other people's countries, especially those other places I won't talk about. But that one good deed actually made this guy get legitimization. He became a French citizen because of that.
I agree with you, but I kind like in that situation. That's a different situation. Anything can lead to death. At the end of the day, death for me, I feel like it's the ultimate price one can pay. You don't feel like that girl would have been beaten to death?
I wanted to ask.
A big head shot moja. Again, why I would stop a fight between a man and a woman again is because, let's say, a man fighting with a man, probably. Utasimamisha, yes, but think about it. Let's say ati you found now Saimo is beating me. Like my strength compared to his, I mean, so you can stop it and be like, you guys, you can stop it and be like, you guys can solve this in a different way. No, you stop it and you stop it and say you can solve this differently. It doesn't have to be like this. If it's something you guys talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of, as opposed to, okay, it's actually good to stop it and make sure that society doesn't normalize that. Because I don't understand how people are fighting, you've decided, basically,
what I'm saying is, what I've been trying to say in that casino, we all love entertainment.
So you are a bad person.
No, you are a bad person. Let me tell you something. Let me say something first before you say. Let me say something good first. No, let me say something good first. Let me tell you. No, let me tell you from personal experiences. And let me tell you, don't wait until it hits close to home so that you can decide to become a better human. I'll tell you something. Like growing up, my mom had told us, you see where people are gathered, don't be in those gatherings. You don't know what's happening. There might be a bomb, you might get robbed, it might be a mob and then will come or bebo ujua na pelekwa human trafficking or something. Don't be in those spaces. The time I got an accident and I was laying by the roadside at 7 a.m., I'm thanking God for good Samaritans because nobody would have picked me up if they had my attitude.
Yeah.
No, not attitude, but it's been planted in you that it is not safe. So people wouldn't have come to my rescue. My parents were not anywhere near to rescue me. You guys were not there to come and rescue me where I was. There was random people. They didn't rob me. They called my parents. They took me to the hospital. They stayed with me.
Yeah.
So normally I wouldn't stand somewhere where someone is mean because you're like, maybe they're a drunkard. Maybe it's, all sorts of things because of what we've seen in Nairobi.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, like after the accident, had those people not come to my aid, I don't know what would have happened. Some thieves might have found me there, robbed me of everything I had. Some people would have done worse. Somebody might have ran over me. But now the people that just said in their hearts, this might be me someday, this might be my daughter, this might be my cousin, this might be somebody close to me. And they decided, hey look, let's help this person. Now I have a very different perspective about things that happen like that. I would stand and find out like what's happening. And if you see like things are moving and then people have actually got her, you're like, good. Because you do not know who's gonna be next. You do not
What
know.
I would say, there's usually a very fine line. Because look at this situation, we're all human at the end of the day. Whether you're the receiving end or the giving end, we're all human. We have emotions, we have thoughts, we have feelings. So I'll just give you an example. I was always the kind of person, nikitembea tao, nikisimamishwa hivi na msee ama kamtoi, anyone that looks in me, I listen, you know, because I'm the kind of person who is like, it doesn't matter if you're younger than me or if you're atuko the same, you get the same level in any matter. I listen first, then I decide if what you're telling me is something I should take or not. But up until the moment when it got to a point where me listening landed me into trouble, I switched off. I was like, literally, when you see walking in town, it doesn't matter what you look like, sorry to say it. As long as you may walk up to me unisimamishe, I'll shrug you off. But at the end of the day, kuko na ile intuition and like perception as a human being. You know who you need to help and who you kind of have a sense of who ni mtu anatry kukucheza. So there is someone I see, literally. Someone is, for example,
I also feel like your gut will tell you.
Your gut, that's the word. Like ukienda malika holy family, like for example, you'll see people wameketi around the perimeter wall. Na si wote watakuomba. You get? Kuna wenye watatoka across the road kukufuata and what not. But like kuna wale wameketi hapo hata akuombi, but your gut will just tell you, but huyu, you get? When you reach into your pocket. But kuna mtu atakupata hapa Kimathi Street, jamaa ameunga kukushinda. Amekula kukushinda. Ako like, bro, nisaidie coin. Literally this is from experience. Nikatoa hivi coins, like I just had coins in my pocket. Nikatoa hivi coins ile 20, 30, 10. So nikafanya hivi nikampea mbao. The guy was like, mbona nipea moja, sinipe hizo zingine.
I feel like there are so many ways that could have been avoided, as Saimo, Sule na Mutinda wamesema. There are so many ways people can avoid these squabbles. If you are a lady, just don't be an aggressor. Don't be an aggressor. Don't be an aggressor. And as a man, also as a man.
Unapigana na stada na kuja chini amevaa dress.
As a man, I also feel like now, because I've spoken about that aspect ya madem, as a man I also feel like you should know when to walk away.
Yeah, true.
You should know this is the type of a lady I want to have in my life. This is not the type of a lady I want to have. Because
stick to that,
and stick to that. Yeah. And please, I want to remind everyone. Yeah,
that's a long
unajua kuna pia watu
you eat what you kill. That's one law of the jungle. Mimi nikiua pupu leo, hiyo ndo nitakula. Siwezi tafuta appetite. Sasa you know,
the thing
out
is
of topic.
Yes, I agree with what you are saying, but before you kill, people should do their maximum. What is it called? You should do your research.
I think as you should not ginger a little, don't
you should not just go in for the kill. You should be 100% sure this is a kill I want. I want to kill an elephant. I want to kill a swan.
Don't kill just anything.
Yeah, don't just kill anything. Alafu to finish, I wouldn't advocate for any violence in any way. Because again, there are people who you will just slap and they are dead.
Yeah.
You see? So what
maybe they have underlying conditions.
I was told by a cop. He told me anytime, especially when you're in the night, set out on the sherehe, try as much as possible avoid vita. For one reason, one silly mistake can cost you your whole life. Kuna mtu anaweza sukuma hivi kwa stairs and get back of the head. What happens? Kapush and the rest. So not for real story of mob justice or anything. The vile unasema ya uliambo usisimame hapo. Wewe unaweza simama hapo, hata sio lazima kulipisha kwa Mungu unaweza kulifanya hivi. Omsi ya dead. Akidedi, do you know you're liable if I'm wrong? You can be charged for murder.
So again, venye mmesema, actually it's what happens. You find that kuna watu wako na condition inaitwa thin skull rules, a thin skull. There is actually a teacher who is in for serving a murder sentence because he just slapped a kid, just the normal way you slap kids in school. ambia wewe nini, mbona kufanya homework? Mtoi akaenda. Hiyo inaitwa thin skull. Kuna watu wenye skull yao is very sensitive, so you find that anytime you want to hit someone, you should be 100% sure unajua huyu mtu pale ametoka before you hit them. You know, huyu ashaianguka na baiskeli akaamka, huyu ashaianguka na motorbike akaamka. Huyu unaweza piga ngumi. But I'm saying I don't advocate for violence in any way because you will change your entire life because of one silly mistake.
Another side of it that people don't think about, and I'll say from experience, kuna mtu utaslap na pull gun.
Yeah.
Na utapata si wewe aggressor. Yeah, amekusumbua. So especially when alcohol is involved, you have to be very, you have to judge your moves.
And I'm done.
Wamekuboa Sule sema, naona kuna kitu inakuwasha. Sema kabla tufunge.
Sule ako na information.
Sule sema, ulipiga nani? Tuko na wakili.
I've been there actually. I've been receiving also. I received once. Because a friend.
So ulipata pati moja.
Friendly fire. So I retaliated and
It only retaliate.
Yeah.
No retaliate.
And nikakuwa watu wakafreeze kwa man. Kabla tuende. Wote maoni mimi nikipewa but anyway wacha tuongelee.
Baba Sule alikuwa jamaa wa kalenda.
Sule anataka episode yake. I come out.
It's we are not robots. I mean, like okay, feminists basi msinikujie. Acha tuongee offset.
No, but I'll tell ladies something. Being a lady, don't provoke people with this nonsense for nipige, nifanye. You don't know how far this person can go. Uchume patana na mazimu gani?
Unaona hiyo statement mali umeanzia? Umeimalizia tu mali umeanzia. Let me tell ladies, be a lady.
Wachana na. Enda uchapane na wasichana wenzako, vutana nywele kwa salon. Do not. You know, ladies come at men with that nonsense for a man is not supposed to hit a lady, bro, utapigwa. Utapigwa. Na watu wataangalia, umesikia, watakusaidia. They will watch.
Ishi hapa.
He will watch. Entertainment, hawatakusaidia.
Apiga Sule na mwambie.
Nyakati nizo shikuti.
So well to hapo nyumbani. Tell us when you find that kind of situation or you walk into a place and that is happening, tell us what you would do. Tuambie unaweza fanya nini?
I just want to I'd give one piece of advice to everyone. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be nice to others. Even if someone is not nice, if someone doesn't reciprocate the energy, songa. But just be good to people, because remember, if you decide to be a bad person, don't kasirika mtu ikutu mbaya.
That's true.
No. So give what you take. I mean, you just give, and if you don't receive what you give, it's still fine.
Tenda wema nenda sana.
So kupata mtu akipigwa, unless as again,
unapata dadako akipigwa.
Sasa now,
because you know why I'm saying that. No, let me tell you this.
Just before you continue, what I think is, if it doesn't affect me directly, if it does affect me directly, you know me.
Let me tell you, being a good human being means being nice even when no one's watching. So if you wouldn't want to see somebody do this to your family member, your sister, your friend, your somebody, don't do it to people. And if you find it happening, stop it. Because probably these guys are high and they don't know what they're doing and you're sober, you're the sober one. Stop it. It's the same way when you find kids fighting. You don't wait and say, oh, my kid is the one being beaten. Oh, maybe ni watoto wa majirani. You don't need to know what's happening. Stop the kids from fighting. And then it's okay, and then mkakesie makwenye manyumbani. No, because let me tell you, you don't. We do not ask for trouble in this world. We don't ask for trouble. Because tell me, my parents did wrong Abu Dhabi, so that Abu Dhabi came and broke my whole leg. They did not, and they had no business, and probably they've never even come into contact with a Buddha person. But now this Buddha guy did what he did, and it is what it is. Maybe nobody even taught him that. Maybe the parents didn't teach him that. But it happened. So that's why I'm telling you, you might not do it to other people. Your people might not be doing it to other people. But inaweza kuja ikutafute. Hata una noma. Like let's say kama sisi madereva, we know there's a lot of road rage. Umepata na msee amejamiana na wife yake, amekugwaria gari, ni yeye anakupiga. Sasa upate mimi napigwa na mjamaa, ni yeye amenigwaria gari alafu ananipiga. And other motorists are watching.
Lakini kwanza kama ni amekugwaria gari, mbona
Hujaipatana na wazimu. Sasa mimi nafanya nini? Mjamaa atoke hapo 6 foot giant. Amenigwaria gari sawa, tumesimama tufanyie nonsense ya piga picha ndugu.
6 foot hapa Saimo tu mwenyewe.
Saimo tu mwenyewe. Mimi nitadu.
Mimi nilikuwa naenda job. Kwa nini umekubali nikugonge na mimi naenda job?
Mbona unaniona?
Acha nienda job.
No, but wewe hapo nyumbani, I'll tell you this. We can only fix the society one person at a time. You be a good person, I'll be a good person. He will be a good person. Mtu mbaya atatoka wapi? Ama namna gani my friends?
Kuna watu wajinga.
Exactly. Avoid those people. When you wakisaidia hawezi kukujenga.
Hata si software ni hardware. Kuna watu wajinga hizo wasio.
Wewe hapo nyumbani tuambie experience yako ama what you think should be done in that situation.
Kuna vichwa zao zinakoga enzili ya DVD. Sometimes you shiko na scratch.
Ni tu jadi ya maana.
Sometimes no.
Basi nakwambia wazimu unaweza toka kwenye metoka akama kuvuruge. So it is what it is. Lakini you guys be good human beings. So yes, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on social media. Kila mahali, the 1% Club KE. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See you in the next one.
Yes.